I always have a hard time wrapping my head around that because I actually have more options now.
Thank you, bitch.
Than I did when I was 23. Like I had options because I had like a figure.
Literally is a blanket statement.
I'm gonna answer that too.
General,
Because I'm with you too. But general,
you were in a small town where nobody knew where you were.
No, I'm talking. I wasn't in a small town when I was 23 years old.
Okay.
She was in
I
LA.
left when I was 18.
And how old were you when you were married?
I was 24, 25.
Okay, so you got married, so there was your option.
No, but I'm saying even at a 23 or 21 year old or like 18, like I look better now than I did when I was in.
So what?
And that's with
because if that's taking care of you, that's eating healthy.
But here's the thing: here's the thing: you're more pure and innocent when you're younger, and that's also more attractive.
Pure and innocent is
so you might change.
That can also get tainted really easy in our society.
You might change your beauty look, and you might have a different look that might be sexier to a point. But if a guy's like looking at a girl that's like you said, she's 23, 24, 25, 26, or she's 30, 33, 34, she's like hotter. It's like, no, wait a minute. She's got less baggage. I'm going to go with it.
I also heard that like men approach older women for like easy sex.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could see that because they're probably thinking that the older women are a little bit more desperate, but just because they're younger doesn't mean that they're actually more pure. Like,
no, it doesn't.
I lost my virginity to my first fiance when I was 20 years old.
Facts,
but we're not saying like you're not the average.
But
I know it's like anecdotal like point of view. I get that.
Just to say to caveat all of this. I mean, all of you ladies are very attractive in here today. It's not about like obviously on an individual level, there are incredibly hot women who are in their late 30s, 40s, whatever. Of course, I'm just saying if you look at it across the board.
But most girls at that age are overweight these days too, aren't they?
Or trannies.
Yeah. So like that's why like
or trans.
Hey, so
trannies are still hot.
But you could even like
trannies are still hot.
Would you fuck a post op?
Yep.
What, someone who was previously a woman?
Yeah.
You would?
Well, she's yes to everything.
Fuck a girl with a dick, bro. I would fuck a girl with a dick. I promise you. Yeah.
But you're bisexual, are you?
Yeah.
So
I'm very curious sexually.
So would you fuck a dude who's had the chop?
She do anything. It's not even it's a yes question. Yes,
like a guy who's transitioned to be a woman.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I would eat pussy. I would eat a snipped pussy.
Okay, so I'm going to switch over. Lizzo. We're going to talk about Lizzo, about body positivity.
All right, is Lizzo a high value woman then? Because like
no.
Bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel.
But she's made a load of money though.
Right. So that she's attracted to guys that want to make the money off of her that have the money. But here's the point. She fired her dancers because they were too big.
Yeah,
and she's the size of the moon. Like I don't understand that.
What?
She's a bowling ball.
A bowling ball. So what do you think about body positivity now? Like
it's all bullshit. It's all to promote negative body image. So people go, oh, like I have an extra 5 pounds on me. This is okay. Then it turns into 10 pounds. Then you turn into infertile. Then like you're not having normal human interaction with other people. And that's what this is all about. Like
from your perspective, could this be to do with the depopulation?
Yes. Absolutely.
Right. Interesting.
Absolutely.
Because it's almost like making people less.
When they started, when I was acting and I saw that they were going from like bikini models to Latinx, and I didn't even know what Latinx was, and all of these different terms that made no sense. I'm like, something's going on here. And progressively, there are less and less quote unquote normal people on TV and film and in ads. And that's to promote people not having sex with one another and creating babies.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Versus women war.
I think step one under Pearl's world, under my administration. Okay, I'd be like, women shouldn't even be here in office. But so I'd be like, let's take away the vote and I'll step down. But step two, before I left office, would be let's ban fat chicks from magazines. I was supposed to look at magazines. I was supposed to be
for Weight Watchers.
I was supposed to be inspired. I was supposed to look at magazines. I used to put them on the fridge and no, I'll never look like that, but I want to try. And now they have ruined that for me for life. There's all these fatties and these average looking chicks. And now they're like, oh, Victoria's Secret is back to the hot chick. You got Giselle, whatever. She's like 40. She's like 40. No, it's the 18 to 22-year-old hot chicks that I'll never look like. I'm so mad that they took this away from me.
Yeah. I think we need to bring back fat shaming. I personally think so.
I kind of do too. Well, not shaming, but saying this
That's
is
what
unhealthy.
they call it. I'm using
this is
their
unhealthy.
words. That's what they call it.
You can see when somebody's healthy versus unhealthy, and that's important.
Not necessarily. Skinny people are unhealthy too.
You can see it though. You can see it in the
How?
skinny
Yeah, but
person.
but skinny people.
Skinny people have stomach
anorexia
ulcers.
is like
That's
less than
what
2% of the
No, not
population.
anorexia. I'm talking about like stomach ulcers. Something
You can
so
see
simple.
in somebody's being.
So
if they're
heart
healthier.
disease is like the
No,
number
you
one killer in
cannot.
America.
I worked in a
right?
hospital
Yes, you
for
can.
9 years. There's
Okay, well,
a lot of
completely
skinny
different.
people who have
I'm not
cancer.
saying that people who are skinny are healthy.
But here's the
That's
problem
not
with-
what
here's the
That's what
problem.
you just said.
Hold on,
I
hold on,
just
hold
said
on.
you can see it in somebody's
Hold on.
being.
You
Okay.
said being
If
fat
in their
is unhealthy.
skin, in their hair, in
so
their
that means
skin,
being
you can
skinny
see it.
is healthy.
That's not what I'm saying.
Then say it.
Alex, okay, everybody,
Oh,
woosah. No, just kidding. But what we're talking about is when you're overweight, you have visceral fat around your
Yeah.
organs,
Mhm.
right? And it's dangerous. And that the healthcare has went up in America. Heart disease is the number one killer of people in
Yes.
America.
Yeah.
That with the addition of I won't say it, but
Yep.
and now all these people are dropping dead.
Yeah.
And I think when they're promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, it's very negative, especially for the younger women, younger men. And that more and more people now are sitting behind the computers. They're not out actively lifting, changing tires.
Exactly.
You're doing labor work, which is
Yeah.
rare. A lot of these guys can't even change a car tire, right?
I do
And
a
so-
lot of shit that guys can't do.
And so here's the thing: our testosterone levels are low. Women's estrogen levels are out of whack. The hormones. Everybody's sitting back, and what are we doing? We're snacking. We're eating, and our portion sizes are so big, especially in America, that we are one of the most obese countries in the world. When people come from other countries, they're like, the first thing the men notice, they say, "You guys got a lot of big people," and then they go, "Fat women." It's amazing, and so we don't see this.
Yeah.
So when you travel, I don't know how many of you go out of the country. You two are always in and out. Like,
Yeah.
these are like superstars here.
International. International.
Do you see that? I know England's kind of like the U.S. I would say, but when you go to other countries and you're on podcasts, what do you see? Do you see a lot of?
I see the same trend. Everybody's getting fatter, but like we're significantly fatter in England. England, you guys think you're so much thinner. You're not.
No,
Like, you're not. I'm like, the English is like, Americans are so fat. I'm like, okay, you guys are like 5% thinner than us.
I mean,
Like,
I've seen Pearl's show, and they're like, "I'm normal. I'm normal." And I'm like, "Dude, you ain't normal. You're like, you're
Yeah.
like Moby Dick over here."
Germany is a lot. Well, no, I just had all my German nannies come back. A couple turned into whales. I think the trend is across the board.
So
We're just worse.
Nannies, you mean that watch your dog?
No, I grew up with like nannies every
Oh,
year.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
German nannies.
Yeah,
How did you
I-
have?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Over ein bisschen, aber es ist nicht so gut.
Oh,
No,
was ist das?
That was hard.
She speaks Deutsch.
Rare.
Ein bisschen, yeah.
Sprechen Sie Kleine.
No, when I had nannies every year from the time I was like 2 years old, and it was an au pair in America program, so they stayed for 1 to 2 years. So we had like 20 plus nannies. We
Okay.
just had a whole reunion where a bunch of them came back.
Ah.
Yeah, and I mean a decent amount.
Do you think it's a colder climates? Do you think it's like,
Well, so here's the thing.
Bad weather,
so
fish
I
and
agree,
chips.
I agree with Pearl about England. I don't think England's great by any means. I think there's a lot of, I think there's a big weight problem over there. Probably Western Europe to some extent. Eastern Europe is where it's at. Now, before the war, I was in Ukraine quite a lot. And I mean, Ukraine, you wouldn't, generally speaking, you wouldn't see that many fat chicks wandering around. Romania as well. I have to say, I was in Romania quite recently. Again, pretty slim. So the former Eastern European bloc, that's kind of where, body mass index is better. But having said that, I spent a lot of time in Poland, and in Poland now, if you walk around the mall, you'll see stores, you'll see like plus size models in the stores and stuff like that. So people are saying in Poland.
I think that's
Now
a food,
it's
though.
like
I think it's a food.
Well, McDonald's
But
is
that's
over there.
always been
Because
like that there.
and the women they're cooking.
Well-
They're still cooking. How many
They've
people?
always been cooking bratwurst overseas.
Well,
That's in Germany, but let me ask you a question. How many? Well, you're single gal now, but do you cook at
No.
home a lot, or do you eat out a lot, or do you eat fast food? Now you got a metabolism of a hamster. I mean, this woman can eat anything, but you eat out a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, but
trans pussy.
Oh my God. Cancel again. She's like, why did I come on Black Guys Reality Check podcast? You wanted a controversial podcast. This is the one to come on.
No,
Right?
this is amazing.
She's like, I'm never going to. Glenn, don't call me again. I don't like that guy.
I have a question for Pro. It's a little off subject, a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Not really, but you saying like, you know, women shouldn't vote and saying that women shouldn't even be in office, kind of, you know, I get it. Then why should people listen to you saying that?
They shouldn't. They should listen to the men. But I'm in this time period, so I'm going to keep talking. No, and I've thought about this, actually. Women just have an advantage on social media. We do. But when it comes down to it, Ben Shapiro, who's someone, you know, I think he's 10 times smarter than me.
Yeah.
You know, the men are always going to be smarter than the women. But
always?
Most of the time.
Okay,
I
there
think,
you go.
yeah.
When they have their head on their shoulder.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you have
Yeah.
someone in my position that has the same amount of subscribers as me, he's probably smarter.
Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, smart.
I like Jordan.
Smarter.
Those guys.
But like you
Ben
said,
Shapiro was no.
But the thing is, like, okay, they may be smarter,
Mhm.
but like as a woman, I would respect your opinion a little more. Just because you're a woman, I feel like more safe with you. Why wouldn't that be
well, okay.
thing with a man?
I'm
Exceptions.
offended.
There have
You
always
shouldn't
been,
be. I didn't like you from the beginning.
There have
She's
always
so
been.
sexist.
There's always been high IQ women in history,
Yeah.
right? So there's always been exceptions, but they don't make the rule.
Yeah.
So, like for example, the first female property owner, 1600s.
Mhm.
First female millionaire, late 1800s. Like there's always there's been women
Black.
that
And it
people.
was a black
was
woman.
black.
I was just about to
Yeah,
say she was a black
there's
woman.
been women where like men would travel to get wisdom from,
Mhm.
but it's the exception. It's not the rule. The majority of us are dummies.
Yeah.
Dummies, and we can't.
But
discount.
we can't just keep calling each other dummies. We have to teach
No,
them.
I can.
We
I
have,
can.
we have to teach them.
I
No,
can.
we have to teach them because it's not going to get better if we just keep calling them dummies.
No, I think it would just be better if we stop giving a shit what women think. I think that's like the worst thing.
I think
is caring what women think. I say
think-
take the
But
shit
they
away.
wouldn't
Men
listen
have
to
been
you.
too
Allow
nice to us.
allow them to learn how to follow a man's lead properly.
I gotta divert this. Coco, you haven't said a lot. What are your thoughts on this?
Which one? I mean, you know, I don't interrupt people, but so like, I mean, I think what Pearl is saying is obviously right. Like I do not, because I've had a lot of conversations like this with my husband. I do believe that women should not vote, because even back then it was like the husband knew what was appropriate and good for his family. So he had, I mean, I did tell him, which he did agree with me. I think the only thing that women should have a say for something is actually regarding the schooling of their kids, not the toxicity it is now.
Yeah.
But back then, because the mothers are taking care of the kids, they're going to the PTAs because the dads are working. The dads are doing what they need to do to provide for the family. So she's going to parent teacher conferences. So she should be able to say like, no, honey, we shouldn't vote for this or this or this, what they want to change in the schooling. But that's it. Like, that's it. I mean, I don't like negativity towards people because I gave Zerka a lot of crap for that, the way he spoke to people. So I don't necessarily, I agree that women are not the brightest today's day and age. They are very toxic.
They're not.
But I would never say like,
Yeah,
we should just,
exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying what she's saying is true. Who gives a shit what these women feel? Because feelings is irrelevant. It's about logic.
Yeah.
But I agree with what she's saying, that Kristen's saying that like, well,
We have to
need
show
be
them
able
the way.
we need to be, there needs to be women out there that are actually educating these women, being like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to know why you're so dumb and this shit isn't working for
Here's
you?
why.
This is the reason why this shit isn't working for you. And
Otherwise,
if you don't
you're just
believe
going to
me,
get a bunch of guys going, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Instead of girls going, you know what? I actually want to listen to her. And,
You know,
and
I think
follow her.
that actually women respond better to social shaming than men. Yeah, actually, like women respond very quickly to social shaming.
just because it's all about their feelings.
Yeah, we care a lot what other people think. So I actually think negative social shaming would be more effective. I think the last 100 years, what we've done is we've been soft and nice to
I'm
women.
not saying
And we come
have to
into
be
wait.
soft.
And we come into industries and we police the way that men
that's
talk.
not what I'm saying.
We do. No. I see I'm not saying you, but I'm saying I see conservative women do this all the time. They'll say, like, there was a study that came out where it was saying that women were more liberal You know about the teenagers, the women were more liberal. What is the first thing the women do? Well, guys, it's how you're talking. We have to talk the way that we feel is the best way to talk to get these young women. When it's like, who gives a shit what the idiot women think? Most women are idiots when they're 16. And so it's like,
I agree, but you're talking to women like a man would talk to women instead of a woman talking to women.
And that's what they
do. You understand? Do you understand the difference?
And you know what's the crazy thing is I've been more effective than any other woman in the
Well, because you're putting yourself out there, and
because I care about
that. But more women would be listening to you.
But nobody's listening to you. So why are you coming here telling me?
Because I'm not even putting myself out there.
It's like if you had the ultimate recipe of how to speak to women, then they'd listen.
I'm just saying
that's the funny thing. That's the
whole
crazy thing.
Point of what
it's like women come in and say, "I have the best way to speak. I know how to speak. I'm the ultimate speech police."
What is your purpose?
My purpose is objective truth. I think that we need to look for things that are true, and we need to stop caring about how we feel and look for what is true.
Yeah,
exactly.
The earth is flat, guys.
Here's Zerka. We got Zerka back.
I agree. I would agree with that.
So,
I will leave.
So look, I want to shift over to the independent boss, successful women and masculinity.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
I'm just.
But you're one of them. You're one of them.
I am. Fuck me. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. I just said I'm a piece of shit and I ain't worth a lot.
That is not. Stop saying that.
I'm such a piece of shit.
Okay, so